Good morning. This is Joe Hoffman, Technical Support Manager from Soffront Software. How is everyone today? Okay, well, good. It's 10:15. We're going to get started. Today's topic is going to be on calendar and tasks. Now, this is a pretty straightforward topic, so I don't expect to be very much excitement on it, but I needed to touch on it because it ties in with workflows, and we talked about that at a previous webinar. So I want to talk about calendar and tasks and how they apply to workflows, and then show you the what's news, and also go over the quick start packages once again, because I'm seeing a lot of people signing up for these, and I want to talk about the value and show you how this is a great way of getting started. So with that being said, I'm going to just go ahead and start with calendar and tasks. Now, as you can see, this is our home screen, and under sales, we see calendar and tasks. So I'm going to click on that just to show you what it looks like. And what comes up now is your calendar view for appointments, and you can see we're in the appointment screen because this is a bright white. Now, this is your calendar view, so if you had tasks assigned to you, or appointments, or anything like that, they would be listed here. Conversely, you can set up an appointment by simply clicking on the time slot that you want the appointment to be for. You can give it a subject, so we'll call this one webinar. The time is from 5:30 to 6. The status is scheduled. And if you had more than one person and you're using the CRM, you can assign it to them. You can get a reminder via email or a pop-up. Now here's where you can put the company name, the contact, any text about that. If you wanted to repeat, if it was a weekly appointment, you can click here. And here we have Outlook Sync and Google Sync. In case you don't know, we are fully integrated with Microsoft Outlook. So any appointment in your Outlook calendar could be also synced with Soffront Calendar, and it's a two-way sync as well. So any one of your customers who has an appointment in Soffront can be seen from Microsoft Outlook. Incidentally, this is not the only spot where you can add an appointment, and I'll tell you the big difference. Here, you have to add the company and the contact. Now, if you were to go to your leads and customers, and I'll pull up a lead customer. So we'll open this one here. Sorry, we'll click here. Now, right here is where we can add an appointment. The difference here is it fills in the company and contact for you. So in some instances, it's more convenient to enter an appointment from the lead customer screen than it is to go straight to the calendar for these reasons right here. Okay, so this is your calendar view. Once again, you can view it by day, you can view it by week, you can view it by month, or you can view it by your agenda. The default view is week. Now also, if you had more than one user on your system, you'll be able to see their calendars as well, and they would be listed right here in the drop-down. Okay. This is your scroll from week to week, and this is your today button, and you can see how it's grayed out. So this is your appointments for your calendar view. Now, another thing that we have in calendar view is tasks. Here, you can see your pending tasks and your completed tasks. Now, this is where it's going to start tying into workflow. Because as you remember, each workflow has certain tasks created for it. So if you insert a new lead into a particular stage of your workflow, they will automatically be assigned tasks. These tasks will appear at your pending tasks or your completed tasks. And you can see that right here. Okay. Now, what that means is that if we go and we add a new customer, for example, we're going to add a new lead and we're going to assign it to Joe Hoffman. Now you can see that the status is lead. Excuse me, someone on the call, if they can mute their background noise, we would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, sorry for that. So we're going to continue. Now, since we added this lead customer, it automatically is going to be assigned tasks because we put it into the lead workflow. Okay, now you can see that when we put it here, this is the new customer. These are the tasks that would be associated with this customer. So, now those tasks now will show up in your calendar and tasks. Okay. I am sorry. Okay, so let's revisit that one more time. So if you have your workflow, your leads and customer workflow. Now, we're going to add a task so I can show you this. I thought the task was here. Please forgive me. I'm going to save it. Okay. Now, I've given this a task. So, we're going to go and we're going to add another customer, another lead. We're going to assign it to the lead workflow. Continue. Okay. So this is webinar, the name of the company, and I'm going to click save. Now, you could see that we added a new customer called webinar, and the task, a new company called webinar, the tasks now show up as a pending task because we put that in its workflow. That is how you tie your tasks to your workflow. So if I come back to calendar and I refresh this, okay, there it is. So here, for your pending tasks, you can get a really good snapshot of what's necessary to get done as you traverse your leads to customers. So this is a really good way of seeing that in a dashboard view. Also, you can see your completed tasks as well. Now, when you're doing your tasks, you could complete your tasks in several different ways. But since this is on the task and calendar view, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very, very simple. All you would need to do is you click the check mark. Click check mark, and that completes the task. Okay. So now, as you can see, we don't have any overdue tasks, there's nothing due today, and we don't have anything upcoming. So that is how your calendar and tasks tie in to your workflow. Remember, every time you're going to create a lead or convert a lead into another workflow, it's going to have tasks that are going to be visible under your pending tasks and your completed tasks. Okay, does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, very well. As I said in the beginning, calendar and tasks, they're pretty self-explanatory. I imagine everyone has some sort of calendaring and task organization method, but I wanted to show you how it ties in with Soffront CRM. Now, incidentally, you can also do your task management here. Now, I did it for one, but I want to show you that you could do it for multiples as well. So you can highlight all of these, and you can add a task for every single one of them. Okay, this is what's called a batch edit. So you can do it for one, or you can do it for as many as you'd like. Currently, you could do it for 200 at a time because that's what our screen shows you is 200 at a time. Okay. Okay, let's visit that one more time. So when you go to your calendar and task button, you will see the current week. It will be highlighted in gray, the current day that you're on. You can change this to a day view, you can change it to a week view, or you could change it to a month view or your specific agenda. Also here, you can see other people's calendars if you had more than one person using the Soffront CRM system. This is your refresh button. If you wanted to add an appointment, you could do it there. This shows you all the appointments. Or if you wanted to add an appointment, you can do it here as well. Also, I showed you before that sometimes it's more convenient to add a task or an appointment when you're within the lead record itself. So I will click here, the lead record, and I will click on my task icon. And here's an appointment icon. So we'll click on add an appointment. Okay. You could see, as I mentioned before, by doing it from the lead record, it shows you the company and the contact. This will save you some steps. Okay. Now another thing that we saw at the calendar screen was tasks. You can see your pending tasks and your completed tasks. And remember, every single time that you add a new lead, it's going to come with tasks assigned to it as dictated by your workflow. So every time you add a new lead or convert a lead, then those tasks will be pending and will show up in your pending tasks. Okay. We have any questions so far? Okay. Warren, do you have any questions for us? Okay. That surprises me, Warren. All right, let's go. So that's pretty much it with calendar and tasks. As I said, it's straightforward. There's really not too much excitement with it, but it's really, really important that you follow this and you allow it to work in conjunction with your workflows. That's the way you can manage your leads very, very effectively, using your tasks within your calendar in conjunction with the workflow. That keeps you current on every single thing that you need to do from when you meet somebody to when you make them a customer. So there's not too much else I could say about the calendar and tasks. So with that, I'm going to conclude that, and if there's any questions, we can come back to that. But now I want to show you, as I do in the weekly webinars, I wanted to show you the What's New feature. Okay, now the What's New feature is right here. So when you go to your home screen, you'll see What's New. And you can click on What's New. And it will always show you the release notes, the latest ones. As you can see, October 15th, 2014, we added a new project and issue object. So under your service silo, you'll see projects and issues. And projects is exactly that. It's to create and track projects. I touched on it a little bit last week. This is an awesome way of doing your project management within Soffront CRM. So if your company specifically does projects, this is a great way of managing them. You can put your tasks in there. There's a project workflow. and your task will show up just like any other tasks in your calendar and task view. So you'll know exactly what needs to be done to get that project started all the way through its completion. Okay. Issues. Issues is a great way of tracking features, benefits, defects, anything that you see within your domain that needs attention. Okay. Once again, this is where your project database lives. This is how you create your screens that are important for you as you manage your project. And the same with issues. These are where you add your custom fields, just like we did a couple webinars ago when we added custom fields for leads and customers. Okay. And then also, as I just mentioned, you can create your workflow for projects, and you can create your workflow for issues. Once again, these will appear as tasks on your calendar and task screen. Okay, we also have 2 new tabs under the service report for projects and issues. You can see them listed right here. Another thing that we've added is we've added shortcuts for rescheduling tasks. So when you have a task, you can click these buttons right here that will show you the next day and next week against those tasks. Okay, this will save you time when you edit a task, and you don't have to change the date manually. And you can see these buttons and where they'll appear. Okay, we've completed an enhanced web form generation. So when you're creating web forms, and we'll have a webinar on web forms coming up shortly, when you create a web form, you can generate the HTML code in 2 different ways. You could do it without a style and with a style. Without a style is the most simplest way. You won't see very many fonts or colors that you've specified. It's very simple, vanilla style. Now with the style, of course, you get the bells and whistles, you get the colors, you get the fonts, you get the bullets, you get everything else that you've designed in your web form. So now, as you can see, when you click on the What's New button, you will get the release notes, and you can see what was released on those dates as well. Okay. Now, is there any questions? Okay, moving right along. You guys are making it easy on me again. That's scary. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take you to the quick start. Quick starts are very, very, very important, and they're really, really easy and help you get started in no time. As you can see, we have 3 levels of quick start. We have the starter, the expert, and the VIP. The starter usually is taken advantage of when you don't have very many records to import, when you just have a simple spreadsheet and you wanted to import it. What you do is you pay a one-time fee of $99, and we do this for you. So we will build your custom fields for you according to the headers of your spreadsheet. We will set up your email templates. We will import the data for you. So that includes, as I said, we'll set up your custom fields. We'll map the information from your spreadsheet to the fields that we've built. So we'll do the mapping. We'll do the actual import. And then once the import is completed, then someone from the technical support department will call you or send you an email saying, okay, we've completed your custom field build and we've completed your import and your mapping. Let's do some training. And what this looks like, it's usually a 1-hour training, because in my experience, when you get to start learning more things, an hour pretty much saturates your brain when you're learning a new CRM. So we try to keep it around an hour. That doesn't mean that there's not help available after the training session is over, because as most of you know, we have a very comprehensive knowledge-based website. We have a user guide. We have lots of things that you can take advantage of. And then also within that training, while we're doing it, we're also setting up your sales process or also known as a workflow. Now, I like to do the training with the data that you provided. So this is a real live training, and it's using your real live leads and records. So that's very effective doing it that way. Now, let's talk about the expert one. The expert one, you get more with the expert mode. And expert mode is if you have your data that you need to import, it's a little more enhanced. You have more records, or you have things from another CRM. We do a lot of migrations from Infusionsoft, Zoho, things like that. So if you have all your data and you're saying, oh gosh, Joe, I have all my data in Infusionsoft. How do I get it to your system? We really like your system better than Infusionsoft and we want to use it. How do we do that? Well, this is where I come into play, and I'll tell you what you need to send me. I'll show you how to get it done. I'll send you the information of how to get it exported out of your CRM so I can get it, so then I can use that information, build your custom fields, import your data, and then we start the process of training, and we show you how to do your workflow. In addition, we show you how to do a web form. We show you how to do email newsletter, a touch campaign, and also a broadcast campaign. Now, the VIP is a one-time charge of $4.99. This is if you have a very complicated set of data that is coming from various different sources, 3 or 4 of them, Constant Contact, Zoho, Infusionsoft, everywhere. You have like 3 or 4 different ones going. This is where we would come into play, and we will, okay, let's get this all together. We will show you once again how to export them. We will show you what is needed for us to build the custom fields. We will show you what is needed for us to import the records. Also, you get an additional import that we will do for you. You get your sales process set up. We'll show you and help you create 3 lead forms, 3 email newsletters, and a touch and a broadcast campaign. So this one here is that you have a very complicated system or systems that you're using, and you want to wrap it all up into one. This is very common for those who are using 2 or 3 different CRMs, and they're like, I'm sick and tired of going from one place to the other. I want all my records in one location. I want to use the cloud storage, and I want this to be available to me in one click. This is where the VIP comes in, and that's where you would take advantage of that. Most people are right here. Most people are with the expert quick start. So that's the quick start value. If you're new or you're a trial user and this is keeping you away, it's like, gosh, I really don't have all this time to do this. This is a very, very expedited process. This usually takes less than a week for us to do this for you, depending on the availability of you getting us the records and the information we need. So we can have you up and running in as little as a week, sometimes even faster, depending on the data sets that you have. So keep that in mind. Now, I think that's about it for what I need to talk about. I'm going to open it up again to our attendees. Does anyone have any questions regarding calendar and tasks, the what's new, or the quick starts? Okay. Does anyone have any questions regarding anything within the Soffront system, even if I haven't talked about it today? We do have some time left, and I knew we would have time left because, like I say, calendar and tasks are pretty straightforward. But it was important for me to show you how they tie in with workflows and how to add them and things like that. Okay. No other questions? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Well, this is going to conclude our webinar. It was a short one. I hope I gave you as much information as you needed. Now, I also need to tell you, as I wrap up every webinar the same way, I need to show you that this is the all-important help screen. In the event that you need help, you can click here. Just last week we introduced this. It's been very successful in the reviews. we've been getting have been very, very positive. So I'm encouraged about that. What we have added is we've added the user guide. So you can get a detailed description on just about everything in our system. And we're going to be updating this as needed. Okay. Also within here, we have training videos that you can look at, knowledge-based articles, and if you stuck on a topic, for example, if you're stuck on import, okay, just simply type the word, and then it will show you all of the articles pertaining to imports. So that's a very effective way of getting help or enhancing your knowledge within the CRM. Last thing I wanted to tell you is if you needed to contact support, our world-class technical support department is available to help you. You would put your name, your company name, your email address, your phone number, and the question or issue that you're having. Now, here's another thing that I want to remind people of, is that when it comes to question or issue, you don't really need to have a problem to go to this screen. Say you have an idea, or say you have an enhancement that you'd like to see that works for your business model. This is where you put it in. It could be something as simple as, and this is true, you may have heard me say it before, we had one customer who did not want to put the dashes in a phone number. She thought that was just too much work, and she thought that she should have a system that would do that for her. Well, she went to the support part of the help screen, and she entered in that as an issue. Well, we read these, we take them very seriously because we're asking you to help us grow our system as well. And we actually, within a couple weeks after that, we implemented it for her that you no longer have to type the dashes between the phone numbers. So as small as you may think it is, or as large as you think it is, please, if you have a recommendation, a comment, or an enhancement, please put it here and then send it along to us. We treat every one of them very seriously, and we read them, and we like you helping us to get better. So, okay, one more time for questions. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, I want to thank everyone for joining this weekly webinar, and don't forget, if you need help, reach out to us. Use your help button, and we'll be glad to address your issues as soon as possible. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.